Welcome to the Wicked Awesome Cast, episode 142. It's just the duo of us this week, of me and Mave Online, aka Mordak, and Mave Online, aka Alex and Charlie, people that podcast together and stuff. I don't know where this is going. Gruesome duo.
That's right. That's right. It's fitting that this podcast is 142 and it's just the two of us. We can make it if we try, Charlie. Just the two of us. Just the two of us.
I noticed you referencing Blueface Will Smith. I know it is.
It's actually not, but it's a good segue to talk about Blueface in today's industry. Thank you for bringing that up. Far too long, Charlie.
Most of it just raises the question to me of, I get having Will Smith voice the character, but if you're gonna go in CG make him blue, why not just make the entire character CG at that point? Well,
I mean, he blew himself early, and he figured if he took care of it now, he wouldn't have to blow himself later, or blew himself later. Which is just mocking. Go ahead.
Those unclear. It's an Arrested Development joke.
That's right. It's mocking real, honest people out there. They're people who don't get their due diligence or I don't know. Well, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. Respect. Okay.
Their dues? You literally didn't know the word due, but you knew due diligence?
Yeah. You didn't get their dues, okay? Will Smith thinks he could just sashay onto the movie screen with Blueface and we're going to accept that. No. Tobias Funke worked years to master his craft, and that's why he's Blueface. The Blue Man Group have literally been working at this for years, and they can Blueface. This is just completely unfair.
So, let's address Tobias Funke quickly, or Funke, how you pronounce it.
Yes.
Man didn't work for shit.
Excuse me, he worked quite a bit.
No,
based
on what is shown purely in that television show, I don't think Alex Funke has ever practiced acting or the rhythmic exercises or precision or percussion-based instrument playing required to be a Blue Man.
You've clearly never been to his website where he has various green screen clips you can use to add him into other films.
I don't know if that's a real thing or not.
It is actually. If you go, I think the website is insertmeanywhere.biz.
Okay.
you can download clips of him.
Okay.
In green screen where you can have him.
I kind of wish we were still doing videos now. Man, what's Tobias doing here at RE2? Huh?
Right?
Mr. X is a lot less scary when Tobias is here.
Speaking of that, have you seen the mod they made where
X gonna give it to you? Yeah.
Yes.
So there's two versions of that mod out there, as best I can tell, and there is a better version that does tone down the music. It fades in and out as he gets closer and farther away from you. One of them just kind of triggers it. One of them, the closer he is, the louder it is. And I'm like, yeah, that's what you want from this. What a time to be alive and a Resident Evil 2 fan. I haven't played it yet, though, so I don't know if it's good.
I haven't played it either because it wasn't one of my free games.
Yeah,
Well, just to preference that, I got an AMD card, so I got 2 out of 3 free games, and I chose the Division 2 and Devil May Cry 5. So
I don't know if that's the right choices or not.
Division 2 and Devil May Cry 5? Pretty good choices.
So maybe as I've been burned enough time by Devil May Cry games where I only buy those now and they're Hyper Edition, Platinum, Complete Collection, all the DLC and other things, Final Cut Edition. Because they release almost I could be wrong with this. I remember 4 getting 4 or 5, not that many, but multiple re-releases where it's yo, we added Virgil in this one. And it was man, that's a totally new game, so I get it, but also man,
this new one looks pretty good, I gotta say.
They're all great. I love Devil May Cry, but still, I've learned not to buy them at launch because it's hey, we added a whole third of the game. Was it missing? Nah, just a whole new third of a game. Yeah.
I don't know. I've played a few from a long time ago, So I'm excited to try some of these new ones,
Yeah.
but I am still partially concerned because it is Capcom, and I should know better.
Yeah.
Capcom has burned me before, but they seem to have done a good job with like Monster Hunter and
And maybe you don't know this, like the Monster Hunter team is technically Capcom, but it is so successful at what it does. It's kind of its own company, kind of like the guys that make Pokemon. They're owned by Nintendo, but they're like off in their own building. It's like it just says like, "Yo, the dudes that make Pokemon." Monster has that same way where it's like they walk in, they go, "We're making another monster," and the people go, "Okay, what do you need? Money." And for y'all to stay the fuck out of our business, and they walk out and come back like 3 years later and go, "Here it is. We're putting it out now." Like, I exaggerate some, but like that team gets to kind of do whatever the fuck they want because, like, they keep being the most successful thing Capcom does.
Well, I mean, that's fair. I mean,
Yeah.
They did put out a good fucking game. I can see why they have a lot of like, I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Clout.
Yeah.
In Capcom. So,
Oh yeah, no. Like, if you think about the current state of Capcom, it's like Street Fighter and Monster Hunter, and Monster Hunter World, I think, is way better than the current version of Street Fighter. And you know, I keep going back to Monster Hunter. I haven't played Street Fighter since 4.
Yeah, I haven't played Street Fighter since fucking.
No, Vanilla 5 actually, because the Brazilian jiu-jitsu lady I enjoyed playing as, but
yeah,
she's not viable anymore.
Actually, they buffed her a while ago. I don't know if
Oh.
they changed her again, but she was buffed quite a bit, and she was pretty fucking legit.
I fully admit that my version of viable is our people playing them at tournaments.
Yeah, she was being played at tournaments.
Oh, cool. That she wasn't for a very long time.
Yeah, no, she done good.
Yeah. Do you want to do weeks or something?
Yeah,
Like, part of me is like, we should just jump to news, because what the fuck? But part of me is like, nah, I played some video games. Did you play some video games?
I actually did play some video games.
What video games did you play, Alex? What have you been up to in general strokes?
Okay, so I actually played quite a few video games this week. First of all, at home, I've been playing Apex Legends because that game is pretty fucking good.
I've also played the Apex Legends.
I find myself finishing up whatever I need to in WoW for raid stuff, logging off, and then just switching to play Apex Legends.
It's almost like Apex Legends is a really good game.
Yeah. And it's weird because it feels dirty because it's like EA, but not EA in a way.
Okay, so I may be the only person on this podcast who ever people to be like, it's fine, it's EA. Like I understand the internet's hatred for EA, but also like, given what Activision's up to right now, are they really that much worse than any of the other major bigs at this point?
No,
like they're not Valve. But when's the last time Valve made a game?
Yeah,
that wasn't Dota, which I also get the impression is kind of shitty in its microtransaction-ness, but it's Steam and Valve, and people are like, nah, it's fine, it's different, it's Valve. Is the business model still based on microtransactions? Yeah. Is it loot box driven? Yeah. So, it's just different, okay? Like, I've never had the issues with EA that people had, but I also never was like, I feel betrayed by EA. I'm like, no, it's a major corporation owned by greedy people that do business things. I don't buy loot boxes. They ruined Battlefield. Battlefield was bad already.
Yeah, Battlefield was just kind of meh.
I thought the first Battlefield was bad. I didn't play the second one because I thought the first one was bad. Yes, the ones, the LucasArts ones that are from like, God, 10 years ago now, I think. Like, those were good. I'm like, those were fun. I'm not sure I'd call them good. I remember thinking they were lame as a kid, but fun.
Yeah.
Sorry, Apex Legends.
But yeah, no, Apex Legends though has been very, very enjoyable.
Yeah.
So I I've won a game, which is nice, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
But it's just overall like.
Who you playing as?
I actually, because actually enjoyed the game enough, I bought some of their premium currency, and I bought what's the dude, the dude in the gas suit who throws the
Caustic or something?
Yeah, Caustic. I play as him.
I saw some play of him, and like I think Mirage is lame. I think the character, like the other one you can buy, Mirage, just is like okay, whatever. That guy's I get it, but like that's not cool. Caustic seemed to have some shit going on that I think when it works, it really fucking works.
Mm-hmm.
He looks cool.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. He's pretty fun.
The denial stuff is neat.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. Especially like, it's nice because you can set those so like if people walk into a room you've already cleared, you're like, oh, people are behind us.
Yeah.
All right, gotta keep an eye out. It's nice. Like I like the ones that kind of give you those extra details and have usage. Like Mirage's distraction guys don't really do that much for me.
I've also played some Apex. I've been playing Bangalore because I like that smoke grenade. I got in a squad that was a Caustic, a Bangalore, and that Blood Tracker guy, and that was just a murder team.
Yeah, that sounds like a good fucking squad.
Also, and the best part of it was like we got to the final, like there's like a bunker tunnel thing we found ourselves in, that like the center of the map, the center of the circle was on that thing, and we basically just between smoke grenades and putting out the Caustic stuff backed a team up against the wall and just were like, okay, we're gonna back off and we're gonna put enough of the Caustic stuff down, and every time you move, I'm gonna fire a smoke grenade at you, and we're just gonna let the circle kill you. Like it's the you cannot progress and the circle is going to close real soon. And I guarantee between the circle and the Caustics, like smoke denial stuff, you're gonna die. And if you make it, we're just gonna mow you the fuck down. And sure enough, like the one person of the remaining squad stumbled out of the circle at the end, and we just all unloaded on him.
Nice.
Like it was almost unfair. We're like, yeah, you had a good team for mobility.
Yeah, they have the zipline robot.
It was the zipline, the healer, and God, who was their third? I think it was like the gun shield guy, and the mobility guy made it out, and it was like, you came to the wrong tunnel, motherfucker. Yeah, you got shields. There are 3 of us, and you have no health.
Nice. Yeah, I've had some pretty good matches so far. I alternate between Bloodhound and Caustic, but I've been playing Caustic more.
Yeah, I basically only play Bangalore or Bloodhound at this point, or like in the rare instance that that both those get taken, I will play the healer, the healing bot lady, or the ninja lady. I prefer Bangalore though. I also think I'm like definitely done with that game. Like I had my fun. I'm like, okay, cool. I get why this is popular.
Oh, what, it was Apex?
Yeah.
Really? Already?
There's not any persistency to that game to make me keep playing it. Like it's why I never played any of the Battle Royale games that seriously, where it's like, okay, what do I unlock? Skins? Okay. That's cool. I guess. Like, I don't think the skins look all that good. That game is too Overwatchy in its aesthetic for me to think is cool. And that's not a knock against it. It's just I get what you're going for. I just don't want to collect this. Not the game's fault, but weapon skins and character skins are not a thing I necessarily care about. Like, it's the reasons I get stuck on the Destinies, the Divisions, all that stuff, like the Diablos even is, I like that loot grind. I really do. And I like the idea of, I have better shit than you. That's why I killed you. Yeah.
Well, the items don't make any. They're all skins.
Yeah, no, that's I don't like that. Like it's I like games that reward me with being more powerful with more time played. If that makes any sense.
Okay, fair enough.
Like I get it. It's not that type of game. I'm not holding that against it. Like it's I've won 5 times now. 3 of them were like definitely like, nah, you were a valuable member of the team. One of them was like, "Yeah, you were dead for the last 10 minutes."
Mm-hmm.
Nah, of the 3 major battle royale games out there right now, it's the one I think is the best. I like that one a lot, partially because you don't have to talk to people. I kind of
yeah. You can use the little thing to pin communications and everything. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I wish the player counts were a little bit higher for it, and I hope they add in a single player mode eventually.
To Apex Legends?
Yeah.
What could you do for single player on that?
No, I mean not because it's teams of 3. It's a single player,
solo queue.
Solo queue. Yes, sorry, that's the right word. My bad. Yeah, I like the game a lot. I don't like the game enough to get involved in the You played lots of Overwatch. My issue with Overwatch wasn't I thought the characters were lame. I did, but no, I get it. It was I don't care about how progression works in this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very e-shootery thing, and I just don't care about e-shooters in that way. It's the idea of I understand the unlock stuff to look cool, but if you don't think the stuff you unlock looks cool, it's kind of okay. Yeah. It's a really good game, though. It's like I said, of the 3 major battle royales, I think it's the best. I bounced super hard off Fortnite, and I got PUBG, and there are parts of PUBG I like more than Apex, but I think this is a better game, hands down. I like the tension of PUBG, but this is a better made game. This is a defendably good game where PUBG is still kind of entertainingly broken with some frequency.
Yeah, the controls for firing and shooting and all that stuff just feels so much smoother.
Yeah.
In this one, I mean, but then again, it has that Titanfall history.
It's made by the people that made one of, if not the best, modern FPSs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and that may be my problem because I as much as I really enjoy Apex Legends, it's not Titanfall 2/3, and I would much rather play those games just because they're different. They're much more of my style of game, I guess, where it's there's no progression, but also there's wall running, which even if you sucking around, wall running is still a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the nice thing is, I don't know if you know this, but it technically, canon-wise, is set in the Titanfall universe.
Yeah, no, I know. It's I think I told you this last week. The Apex Legends follows the liberation of the Outer Frontiers and the rise of for sport, a blood sport that is Apex. And Apex Legends, you are playing as people that are trying to become legends in the Apex blood sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the other thing about that is it could open up the possibility for...
Oh, yeah, no, we talked about this last week. It's all of the shit I love from Titanfall could happen. But in Apex's current state, I'd rather play Titanfall 2, which I did this week. I went back and played some Titanfall 2 multiplayer.
Fair.
There's something undefinably cool about, fucking wall running between 2 buildings and then dropping down through the shotgun, just blowing him away, where it's yeah, that's how you corner, motherfucker.
Nice.
But I also get it. Imagine trying to do a battle royale where someone can, with a sniper rifle, run up a tower and perch up in a corner in, the shadows and just, that's a level of vertical looking you just don't do in that type of game. It would be insane. And
the other thing, though, that I'm really enjoying about this, too, is the devs are actively posting on Reddit, with updates. They've banned, we'll talk about it in the news, but they talk about, the bans and all that stuff already. But one of the really big things is apparently starting Tuesday, they'll be posting daily updates on the subreddit just to kind of get community feedback, which is how you fucking do it.
Yeah.
That's how you handle a fucking community.
Especially for a game like this, where it's it went from 0 to 100 so quickly.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's refreshing, and I'm glad EA gets a lot of shit. Yeah, we've agreed, and EA is the devil at times. But I'm glad that Respawn is doing okay, and EA hasn't tried to muck things up too fucking much.
I feel bad for Respawn because where a lot of people like Bungie can do no wrong or Valve can do no wrong. Like Respawn has made some games I really liked. Like Titanfall 1 had some problems, but they were kind of like narratively driven and stuff. But the actual game was fucking solid. And like Titanfall 2 is really that good to the point where like I checked this out not because people were talking about it, but because it's like, yo, it's the next thing from Respawn. I'm like, I will check that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, this is no reason not. This is a fantastic game. They've continued their, yo, we're really good at making games you shoot people. They are fun in ways other games are not. Our guns feel good. And like, yeah, what's it called? The M shotgun. I'm blanking on that. Like, yeah, we know it sucks, but also like it's kind of supposed to suck.
Mm-hmm.
God, what's that game? What's that gun called in Apex?
Which one?
It's one of the shotguns. It has an M for a Mangalore.
Oh, it has a weird ass long name. Yeah,
it's with an M. It's doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. This game's real good.
Yeah, but that's just one of many games I played.
What else did you play?
So I actually ended up going to what's it called? Yeah. So I ended up going to a place called Ground Control.
Fuck is Ground Control?
So Ground Control is a parkade here.
Okay.
Mandy and I went there for Valentine's Day. And we played a plethora of games because, as it turns out, every second Tuesday or Thursday of the month, it's free play. So you pay like $7, you come in and you have free play on all the games.
Yeah.
So I got a chance to play the original Donkey Kong, an arcade version of Punch-Out. Like, that's a thing.
Like on original hardware and stuff? Or
yeah. No, on original hardware.
Okay.
They prided themselves on that. Captain America The Avengers, which was for Super Nintendo, but it was an arcade cabinet for it.
Yeah, it's got like 4 sticks in it, right?
Yeah. Did a bunch of pinball, Mario Kart, like arcade racing. There's some weird butchered version of that. But
you didn't know Mario Kart Arcade?
I knew about it before. It's this weird version of Mario Kart, but
fair.
Yeah, it was pretty cool because all of it was free play. So I mean, free play in the sense that you have to keep putting quarters.
You never went to the arcade expo with us.
No, I didn't.
Oh man, yeah. To dip into like SWS, the olden days, there's a something called the Banning Arcade Expo that happens once a year in Banning, California. That like is nothing but retro arcade cabinets and the largest collection of working pinball machines anywhere in the world. Yeah. Sorry, continue. I just realized you had not been to that thing.
Yeah, no, it was pretty fun. Like it was nice. Like it was a nice little Valentine's thing together. So we had a blast, and we figured next time we could probably just take the train there because, as it turns out, the train stops literally in front of the building because it goes right through Portland. So we're like, oh, we'll just take a parking ride and head over there next time on the train. It'll be nice. So we have to worry about any parking. Literally walk to the place. So, but man, it was a lot of fun. Her and I had a great time for Valentine's Day. It was pretty cool. They have good bartenders. Their drinks are very well made.
Cool.
So,
any of them on fire?
No, none of them were on fire. Luckily, I'm glad. So, yeah. Other than that, like it was a good week for me.
Cool.
How about you? You have any fun stuff to talk about this week?
I played Apex Legends, as I talked about. I played Metro Exodus a little bit, not enough that I can go into full details on it. I was busy doing other stuff and did not have the time to properly invest in that. I'm playing on the PS4 because I heard the PC version was a little buggy, which is not surprising because all of those games have been a little bit buggy, but also what I've played so far is I've been incredibly impressed by. Like it's despite being open world, it's still fucking Metro, which is real cool because I love Metro. I'm not far enough, and I've heard some complaints about how when you get to, like, part of the cool thing about the 2 previous Metro games is they're so contained because you're literally in a subway station that system that they had like the game was this fantastic like series of scripted events, and like because there was no way to explore, because there was literally nowhere to explore in the world of Metro, it's this really tight, confined, very directed experience, and the open world stuff like it works, but it's not the same, but also like it's fine. It's got a real cool Stalker vibe to it that I'm digging because Stalker is great. Yeah, I played some more Apex Legends. I said we'll talk about these later a little bit more, but I played the it was a Nintendo Direct that had 2 demos that went live as part of it. I played that Yoshi Craft game. My fiance does not want me to buy that game. She has gotten her fix out of that game. She was a big fan of the Woolly World one because she knits and it was all woolly. This one, you are a felt Yoshi this time, and it's cute. That game is really fucking cute to look at and stuff, but like she didn't really see, like she didn't vibe with it in the same way she did Woolly World. Like it feels weirdly open world, if that makes any sense. Like there was a lot of backtracking through the same level, which was really fucking weird to do, especially in like is that thing Mario games are doing now, especially the side-scrolly types? Like you then play a level like backwards or something. Like is that thing you ever run across, Alex?
Nintendo wise?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Well, they've done a lot of Nintendo's always pretty much been pretty consistent doing their side-scroller stuff. They still publish side-scroller games.
Okay, so yeah,
that's not anything.
What happened in this was like you played through the mission one way, and you got to the end, and then you finished the mission, and I think like then like Yoshi's Dogs got then like released into the level you just did, and the camera did like a full 180 pan around Yoshi. So you're now seeing like the backs of stuff, which was really kind of cool because it was like, hey, here's all the crafty details in the backs of things you just walked by. And then like you still were going left to right, but it was like, nah, you're now going from where you ended the level to the start. And this may have been just a demo thing to show off, like, hey, look at all the crafting stuff, and like this is what we're doing with this game. But like it was kind of cool in a way I wasn't expecting. I still fucking hate Yoshi games, but it was a neat visual effect to it. I played the other demo, which was Daemon X Machina. It's a bad Armored Core game, and everyone who says that game is fine is high off their ass. Like that game handles unbelievably lame. It is unbelievably lame to play. It is anime as shit. Like I do not get when the phrase "I'm really enjoying playing this game," I just wish the controls weren't so bad, was a phrase that you could make. Like, combat in that game is unfun. Like, there's no way you can arrive at the argument that combat in that game is fun. And yeah, sure, maybe it'll be more interesting. Like, this is just the demo. Like, whatever. I've played Armored Core games before. I know you can make kind of this style of mech game cool and fun and energetic and like awesome. And this was like, yeah, this is like Armored Core 2, where you had to use the R1, L1 buttons to pan up and down your like mech's field of vision. And like one of the fucking upgrades you put in your mech was to expand that field of vision for missile locks and stuff like that. Like they were like finger contorting games to play, but at least they reward you with really cool combat. This was like, yeah, you can fly, and to descend, you press L1 in as, wouldn't that be sprint? Oh, it's sprint on the ground. I can't sprint in the air? Nah, that's boost. Fuck you.
What?
There's a separate boost button that I can, like, okay, cool. Can I press the boost button and fire at the same time? Not easily. And by the way, you can't press boost and steer at the same time either. Like, it's like a 10-second boost. Nah, janky. You let go of boost, it stops.
That is pretty janky, I gotta say.
Yeah, like, I fell off the Armored Core games because they got weird, but like not in a way I enjoyed. But like Armored Core game, like it's weird when a PS1, PS2 game does what this game is doing combat-wise better than like a modern thing. Like you could go back to the last Armored Core game I played, which I think was on the Xbox 360, where they finally put like traditional third-person controls in, and did it feel like some part of Armored Core was lost at that point in time? Yeah, but unlimited boost was cool. And like the fact that boosting in that game then became like your mech had like hover skates, so you could do like cool spin moves that ended you slicing someone in half with the beam katana. That was pretty fucking sweet. And they kept the whole like you can go into overdrive boost mode where you just rocket forward and like you burn your energy at the end. Like that wasn't unlimited, but like this game just felt unbelievably lame to play. Where it's like, okay, hold down fire, you have limited ammo. Yeah, but I have so much ammo, I'm not going to run out anytime soon, am I? No, and we will replenish it in the map. And I'm like, that's not what this game is. That's not what an Armored Core game is. Yeah, this is not Armored Core, but like, this game just felt stupid. And again, it's a demo, so I'm probably being too hard on it, but like, this feels like the game they're trying to make. And as a result, they're making a bad mech game. We're happy with this. You shouldn't be. Yeah, I played those two things. I also played the most terrifying of games of home ownership.
You did what home?
I played the most terrifying game known as home ownership.
Oh, that's always fun. But go on.
Yeah, a bunch of home improvement projects got done. My fiance's been bugging me to put shelving up in her office for a while, and I finally got around to that.
Hold on. We need to address what just happened here.
About shelving?
No. Go a little further back.
My inability to get around to shelving in a traditional manner?
No, sir. No. I know people who are listening when they listen to this podcast might have caught that. Can you clarify a little bit more?
Homeownership is a bitch?
No. So who requested your shelf situation?
The person I live with?
Yeah. Who is this person? Let's the situation here, because this is something we're not.
Alex, we need to move on. We got the rest of my week to get through.
No, we can't gloss over this. This needs to happen.
Yes, we do. More importantly, so there's a very important thing in me and my fiance's relationship called the hate date. For those long-time listeners of the podcast, will be familiar with this concept. It is the one time a year where the LA Kings play.
Yes.
I think you blew out your microphone. I couldn't hear you for a solid 30 seconds.
The thing.
You okay there, buddy?
Say it, Charlie. Say it.
Hate date?
No.
The one time of the year the Bruins play the Kings at home in Los Angeles?
The person you live with recently got a promotion. That's what I'm getting at.
Not just a promotion necessarily.
I think it's a pretty nice little promotion, personally.
Yes, I got engaged. Me and my fiance have been together for a little over 4 years now. I have been waiting. This will sound hokey. Like the hate date is in some ways our more actual anniversary than our real anniversary is. Like it is a thing we have made a point to. I have been stupid sick, and we still went to the Staples Center to do our hate date kind of thing.
That I gotta say, you guys have been really consistent with that, and I think that's really cool.
We don't like since Jeff has left the podcast. We don't talk about hockey anywhere near as much, and even then, like we never quite went into hockey as much as me and Jeff can go into hockey. Like it's, I know I spend most of my time with the Vigima games and my hobbies, but like hockey is the one sport. Like it's we didn't even like. We've barely talked about the Super Bowl last week and 2 weeks ago. Like, it was more jokes. Like, both me and my fiance Jen take hockey stupid seriously, and because she would kill me, she did not get proposed to at the game. She got proposed to at home. Like, so, do you want the full story on this? It's a very us story that maybe people will find cute or annoying. I don't know how people feel about me and your girlfriends talk on this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It basically boils down to, like, so we've covered in the past, I'm pretty handy when it comes to construction stuff. The shelving thing has been an ongoing thing. I have held off doing the whole proposals thing because I busted my shoulder, and that made me real self-conscious, and it was this kind of, okay, when my shoulder's better, we'll do this, and I just built an entire room's worth of shelving and installed it all by myself, so I think my shoulder's okay again. Now, Jen is 5'1". These shelves are 5'2" tall. I put the ring on the shelf. She had not seen them all day because I was installing them, not realizing she was too fucking short to see the ring. So in a very us moment, I'm like, oh, you should check out the shelves some more. And she's like, yeah, they're fucking shelves. What do you want? I'm like, God fucking damn it, sightlines. But this had to happen before the hate date happened because we are merciless to each other on the hate date. Like, you would not know we like each other for part of this. Like, fuck, me and strangers high-fived over my fiance at the Staples Center when the Bruins were, whenever the Bruins scored. Like, in a cruel twist of fate to her, it was, I was trying to get good seats for this because it's an important thing to us. Like, we wound up surrounded by Bruins fans, and, like, literally me and a stranger just high-fived above her head at one point. We're like, yeah! Oh, we are terrible to each other on this. Like, the dog got dressed up in King's attire all day. Like, I turned on, the dog was like fucking King's. Like, when we first started living together, this rolled around. I think it was the second or third time. She fucking King's out my apartment at the time. Like, but because she's short, it was all streamers that were King's color at like choke height level for me.
So it's like a double.
You're gonna choke on this. Everything about the hate date is this kind of massive fuck you to the other person.
In a way, it's really beautiful. I can really appreciate that.
It is the most us. It does not make sense to people from the outside, but like it's the like when we stop doing the hate date, we know the relationship is over. Like it's we let all of the hatred we have for each other come out through sports once a year. Like it's a lot of fun. We're also we're us too, so like we're not totally sure what me being engaged means because we've lived together for the last 3 years. It's like, I guess we gotta get married now.
Well, we gotta officially do this thing now.
Yeah. I don't want to
congratulations.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It's a long time coming at this point. Like my shoulder injury fucked me up for a little while. Like it was one of these things where it's like, Keck, I literally had a ring hanging around my apartment for like about a year. Fuck, she's been in a car with that ring like 5 times, and I either chickened out or was like, nah, this isn't right, like 5 fucking times.
Wow.
Yeah, I got in my head a couple times. Like it's nice being pretty confident your girlfriend at the time's going to say yes, but also like buying a washing machine. It's very easy to get all up in your head about like what's important and shit, and I'm glad we did it this way.
Good. I'm very excited for you guys, and I look forward to flying down for whatever your version of a wedding will be.
That's been the weirdest thing too. So like this happened yesterday, like literally yesterday as of recording this happened yesterday. Like when this goes up on Monday, it will be 2 days since that. Like the first reaction we had from people was, "Oh my god, congrats!" Followed almost immediately in most cases by, "So have you set a date?" And Jen's like, "No, I am genuinely surprised this happened."
Yeah.
Like
that's why I said whenever. I'm not saying, hey, when's the date, guys?
Yeah. Like we're not even done telling people. I'm not sure, like literally as a guy, I'm like, do I call people and tell them? Like, what is a dude supposed to do in this scenario? Like, do I go onto Facebook and be like, yo? Yeah, I don't fucking know. But yeah, engaged.
Congratulations, sir.
Yes.
I am super excited for you. I also would like to point out that, like, just because we're talking about the Instagram post, there's the Instagram post where your dog is rocking the LA Kings gear, and you like do the little meme where you throw them in the trash can. and the LA Kings actually responded to your tweet or to your post.
Yeah, it's you know what the funniest like part of all of that is? Me and Jen get engaged. Oh, happy, happy, happy. Fucking LA Kings respond to my shit post. We're like, yo, best day ever. Like, this has made it the greatest day ever. Not only are we engaged, your shit posting got recognized by a legit organization. I'm like, yeah. For those who cares, go check my Instagram. It's me throwing my dog in the trash, pretending to at least. Don't worry, she's fine. She's sleeping next to me on the couch. Yeah. People in the pug Reddit part do not get me and my dog's relationship. They're like, why would you do that to your dog? And I'm like, because it's hilarious. And the dog was in no danger. We like nice, normal pictures of pugs on this thing. Yeah, that's cool. I'm not going to pretend to feed my dog an entire pizza. You do you. We're going to pretend to spike my dog into a garbage can. She'll get told she's a good girl afterwards, but like, that's how me and my girlfriend, or fiance at this point, roll. Yeah. That's what I've been up to. We got a couple emails actually about whether or not I would have played Anthem by this podcast, and I couldn't quite bring myself, given kind of the mixed reactions to Anthem, to cough up the extra money required to get into that, like, 10 hours or, like, hey, play a week early thing. So I will have thoughts on Anthem next week. I just couldn't bring myself to give EA more money in this current situation, because the reviews on that shit have been mixed.
Yeah, I was actually going to see if you had already played that, but I guess you haven't played it yet, so... Well, since launch, I would say we did get a chance to dabble in it in, like, betas and such. So.
Yeah, and you and I talked about kind of doing a sealed envelope podcast at some point, or recording something, and, like, maybe this is the time, because, like, the game has not officially come out yet. And this whole early access release bullshit EA's been doing for the last couple titles they put out, I get, but also, like, it's some bullshit, and I'm not unconvinced there's not going to be an actual day one patch on the 22nd when the game officially releases. Like, it's, like, in the weirdest way possible, they got people to pay for another round of testing, kind of, that I up front, I expected this week of early access to kind of be shitty. And it hasn't been as shitty as maybe I expected it to be, but, like, yeah, it's a soft launch. And you know the concept of a soft launch, Alex?
Yes. They kind of open, but not really open to the public.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
So, and, like,
yeah,
I work in the theme park industry, which we've covered before. We soft launch shit all the time. Like, they're not big public deals and office invitation only, but, like, a lot of those, like, theme park insider YouTube videos that exist out there are from people that get invited to soft launches, and, like, you invite people expecting shit to go wrong. Restaurants do this, like, lots of things do soft launches, where, like, the general expectation is we're going to run for as long as we can, and then something's going to go wrong, and we're going to kick all of you out. Like, our goal is to break it with you people before the actual launch happens, and I don't like that practice for video games, I guess. Like, I get it, like, and it's weird, because, like, this is absolutely, you can incentivize people into buying into this, but also, I don't get why, given, I don't get the appeal on this one. Like, there's no PvP, it's like, oh, we have to get to Endgame fast. Endgame doesn't launch till March, guys. Like, they've been pretty upfront about that. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Like, don't pull a Division or a Destiny and get to the end and be like, where the fuck is this shit? And have EA going, or BioWare going, like, yeah, that extra week we gave you, that's why there's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I will definitely have thoughts on it next week. I have the pre-download on my computer right now. I'm looking forward to it. Like, it's, on the flip side, a bunch of the people that played both the early access and the beta are like, yeah, no, they fixed a bunch of that shit. It plays a lot better, it runs a lot better. The PC and mouse stuff, or keyboard mouse stuff, works a lot better than it used to. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, but controllers are awesome. What if you just didn't try and fix that and made controllers better? Yeah. No, we got a couple emails surrounding that. I will read a couple of them next week when they are pertinent. I'm sorry if you were hoping for us to give you a should you buy this or not this week, because I don't know. I suspect I'm going to like that game more than, like, for instance, Alex will, because I fucking love that grind.
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But, like...
You're not into it in the same way I am, though.
Probably not.
Yeah, like,
I prefer endgame more than anything else.
Yeah, well,
I'm an endgame guy.
Yeah, I like I seek out, like, I wish Warframe played in a way I liked more, because, man, the fact that you level up your account in that game by just fucking pounding gear is something I find cool. Yeah. But yeah, that'll be talked about next week in more detail. Sorry we're a little behind on that one. Can't be on everything, unfortunately. You want to do news now?
Sure, let's dive into the news.
That's the new music now?
For today it is.
Okay. What do you want to do first? Like, there's the big news. We can cover some small, kind of silly stuff. How do you want to do this one this week, man?
I don't know, man. It's a somber fucking week for...
Yeah, let's do the silly first, I guess, then. Like, it feels appropriate to kind of start on the funny and end on the more serious, I guess, because there's some shit went down this week.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's do that.
Yeah, guess right off the bat, Carlton got refused the copyright claim on the Carlton dance.
What a shocker.
It's surprising no one. There's been some more follow-up on that where you can't copyright a dance. That also, this only seems to apply to the Carlton dance specifically, which I think of the three that have been lawsuitified was always the one everyone kind of thought was the least likely to go through.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because technically it wouldn't be his dance in the first place.
Yeah, it would
belong to the show.
Yeah.
In the studio.
Bingo.
So.
Exactly. And yeah, I think the 2 milli one is the one with probably the most legs. I think that the backpack flossing one has other problems, like that kid's kind of been indirectly compensated for that since. I don't fucking know how this works though either.
Well, the other thing is too is he didn't copyright it prior to it. Now he's trying to copyright it now that it's popular. Problem is, if people have done stuff prior, I don't think your shit has any leg to stand on. Personally.
Yeah, that one always felt the most frivolous, I guess, where it's like, oh shit, maybe there's money to be made. Cash in.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. We'll see how this one plays out. I think the 2 milli one will kind of be the deciding factor, because in a weird, I don't know 2 milli well, but kind of in a weird twist of things, that one feels the most real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a artist who is known for this move, and I saw some videos out there where people were like overlaying the Fortnite version of that with 2 milli's dance and showing like percentage differences of how similar they were and shit like that. It's like, okay, like here's where this move differs, but like it's still like within a 10% margin of even like the same motion and shit like that. It was weird. Yeah. Did you know there was a Razer store, Alex?
I actually didn't until I got an email saying that the Razer store was closing.
Yeah, so apparently there was a Razer storefront that, after 10 months of activity, is closing. I think I know why the Razer storefront is closing.
Yeah, and now this storefront is only the video games, right? It's not their keyboards.
Yeah, Razer's not going anywhere. This was essentially a storefront that sold keys for Steam games and stuff like that. I don't get how this. I don't get who this is for even. Like, it's the key sites I get that are like, yo, we bought fucking Counter-Strike in the province where it's like super cheap, and we're selling it to Australia where Counter-Strike is super expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think that was going to go anywhere personally,
Yeah.
but it's nice to see they tried.
Yeah. You are advised if you have Razer store keys, get them in by February 28th, because after that they're going to get a lot more problematic to redeem, and by that I mean you won't be able to. Also, if you have any pre-orders in, they will fulfill them, but yeah, the store is closed. So to use, like, I guess there's a gold and silver program in there. Like, it sounds kind of neat with some of the incentives they talked about. Like, it did in theory offer discounts and rewards and shit, which is cool, but yeah, I had no idea this even existed. We have a lot of that in this podcast where it's like, surprise, this is closing. Surprise, it existed.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, sorry, Razer. I still like your keyboards and mice. I love your mouse.
That chroma. I didn't know everything about it needed to glow until you made it glow.
Well, the pioneers of glow with Razer and Corsair leading the way.
Yeah. Fuck, have you seen those pink headphones they're making?
Yeah, they have a whole pink set, which is really fucking nice.
It's not for me, but man, it looks slick. You know, like,
it does.
Like, I kind of want to make like a black and gold version of that or something. It is clean in a way their other stuff is not. Like, I kind of dig the like high end look it's got going on, and I hate saying that because like, oh, I want the fancy Razer, the chroma free Razer of you peasants.
Yeah, no, it looks super fucking slick. Like, I like it a lot.
Yeah, I typically don't like that like pinked out version of stuff, but like it's nice looking. I'm like, yeah, that wasn't pink I'd buy because I just don't like the color pink, but the design for this works. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night actually has a release window finally.
Ooh,
it's coming
I look forward
summer
to
of this year.
Oh,
yeah,
finally. This will be fun.
Yeah, I started to get worried about that game when it kind of started to be like, we have no idea when we're coming out. But it is coming. It's coming to all the major consoles at this point. Unfortunately, if you were on Linux or I think like Wii U at that point, you lost it, unfortunately. But yes, on the official Twitter for it, they've given out release dates and stuff. It's a window. There's no official date yet for it, unfortunately. But summer 2019, so I'm guessing probably June, maybe around E3 and or on the day of E3, so someone can pull that and you can buy Bloodstained right now. Bullshit move. It's a good move. Yeah, moving on from that, this one's kind of more news for me, but also I think speaks in an interesting way to kind of what the video game industry's up to. Remember Darksiders 3?
I think I do. Yeah, you've talked about it before.
Yeah, I was underwhelmed, but also played through Darksiders 3 because it's the Darksiders game. That game has made back its development costs and advertising costs already, which means we might get a fourth one. And also, like, that game played like a B video game, and I don't mean like it's a bad video game, but like back in PS2 era days, like you had your $50 games and you had your $30 games. And $30 games were great, but you knew they were kind of bad. It's nice to see that there's still a spot for games that aren't perfect, but like are for a specific group. And like THQ Nordic seems actually pretty happy with all this. Like we might get Darksiders 4 finally. We might get a satisfactory end to the bullshit that is the Darksiders saga, meaning we might get to play as Strife, which would be cool for Darksider nerds like me.
Yeah, I've never played it, but I'll have to check it
No,
out.
there's no reason to check out Darksiders 3. Like, go play Darksiders 1. If you like that from a lore standpoint, go play Darksiders 2. And if you're, like, into the lore at that point, go play 3. Like, it's the only reason to play these games at this point is for the ongoing story of Darksiders, and, like, if you enjoy that weird-ass universe of theirs. Like, the game, like we talked about this back when it came out, the games play so different from each other. It's kind of like, yeah, Darksiders 1 is heavy metal Zelda. Darksiders 2 is heavier metal Prince of Persia. Darksiders 3 is Spawn Dark Souls. Yeah, the games play totally different. which is cool, but also like being a fan of that franchise is being a fan of the lore and its characters and not like its combat, because it's different every single goddamn time.
Hmm.
I'm threatened to go back and check that game out with the like improved Darksider setting for the controls and combat. It's better. It plays like Dark Souls. It plays like Darksiders at that point, which I dig. There was Nintendo Direct.
There was, and they announced some interesting stuff.
Yeah, probably the biggest was Super Mario Maker 2.
Yeah, which people have been talking at and hinting, but I guess nothing was ever actually confirmed.
Yeah, that feels like a no-brainer to me. Like, I get the impression a lot of people bought Wii U's specifically to play Mario Maker, the original one. So bringing this over to this one seems like a real smart move on their part.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be nice to see what they can do now at the Switch for that.
It's
considering
basically the same thing. I get the impression it's like the big thing they showed off is like, yo, we got slopes now.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. Like, people were talking about slopes as the big thing, and now that they're there, it's like, oh, get ready, guys.
Butt slide.
Yeah. And I like how that's how they opened their trailer, was just literally showing off the slopes.
Yeah.
Like, that was like, we know what you guys want.
We know what you fuckers are into, and it's disgusting. Have your slopes. Yeah.
Yep, that's pretty much how it went. But yeah.
Gamers only want one thing, and it's disgusting. Slopes. Mario fans only want one thing, it's disgusting. Slopes.
Yarp.
Yeah, I, as someone who cares not that much for 2D side-scroller Marios, this is still cool.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever play Mario Maker, Alex?
I did not, but I love watching videos of people making some obscenely stupid, dumb levels.
That's what I'm excited for. Like Patrick Klepek's like him versus Mario Maker series. I can't wait for the return of. Because some of the bullshit people made in those games that worked was pretty fucking epic. Yeah. I echo kind of a bunch of stuff I saw online, heard back from the original one. I really hope they make the curation and like online parts of that game way fucking better. But I don't have faith in Nintendo to do that. Moving on from that, The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. That was the Game Boy one, I believe, that people thought was pretty fucking awesome, and it is. That was me kind of said is coming or is getting remade for the Switch. I hate the art style.
Really? I've heard that it's actually pretty, like the art style is pretty true to the style of what the Game Boy was.
It's so, go look this up and tell me if that's what you think, actually, because...
No, I have seen it, and I kind of have to agree with some people on that one. I mean, it's a modernized version of it, but, like, it looks like pretty good, too. Even the intro was really well done.
I don't know. The intro's great. The 3D model parts were like Link looks like a weird Pinocchio thing. I wasn't digging, I guess. I don't know.
I'll give Nintendo the benefit of the doubt because people were saying the same shit about Wind Waker when it was.
No, I liked Wind Waker. Like Wind Waker has a style to this. This is. I think this looks lazy, but what do I know? It's mostly like Link's design, I guess, and I could be wrong. I remember that this one being a lot more top down in the previous version, and you didn't get to see Link's dumb, stupid face that much in this, but yeah, I don't know. I like parts of that. I like the Game Boy one. It's cool they're remaking this. I'm not sure I like the art style for it. Like it's not stylized enough. I guess like if it was the same graphics but done like top down Game Boy, I'd be like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. It's the kind of isometric. I can see Link's bad face, which is just like two black eyes and a nose. Like, if it matched that intro video's animation, I'd also be on board, but it doesn't.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
No, you're absolutely right. I'm probably being a little harder than I need to be, but I still think it. Like, I don't like how Link looks.
Mm-hmm.
The plants look fine. Like that chicken looks cool. Link looks stupid. It's just Link's face and hair. Like it's everything else is fine. I think his face looks bad. As part of this direct, though, Fire Emblem's Three Houses got announced. It appears to be Hogwarts for military tactics, which is weird. I don't play Fire Emblem games. Do you, Alex?
Nope.
I suspect people behind that will be happy. The idea of your missions are now like exams is kind of cool and metal, but like kind of fucked up because it's like, yo, go put down this uprising for a grade. Ah, you didn't sack and burn hard enough. That's the best to be. You're not subjugate the peasants hard enough. It was also announced that Astral Chains from Platinum Games, a game that will be out August 30th, was announced. I don't know what this game is, but it looks cool as shit. Like, you summon a mecha stand and it kicks ass with you. It's Platinum. I'll play it. Got a bad name. It's also kind of cool looking. I hit Kamiya's on it, so it might be cool, or it probably will be cool. Whether it's good is a separate topic, but we'll see. I like Kamiya's work typically. It also appears to maybe have co-op, so that could be a thing. Box Boys coming to the Switch with co-op in the form of Box Girl. I initially thought this looked kind of silly, and then I'm like, no, it looks like a cool platform. I've never played Box Boys, so I'm actually excited to get this for my Switch. Dragon Quest 11's coming to the Switch. Captain Toad's getting an update. There is that demo I mentioned for Daemon X Machina and the Yoshi World thing. Final Fantasy IX is coming to the Switch, which is cool.
By the way, did you notice that it's interesting that Final Fantasy IX is already out for the Switch, but Final Fantasy VII for the Switch is still going to take a couple more weeks or months, apparently?
I think it's time for the game industry to stop talking about Final Fantasy VII.
They fucking love, don't get me wrong, I like Final Fantasy VII, but the level of craziness they're going into trying to keep this going everywhere is really just fucking sad.
It's time for that game to die, I think. Yeah, there are way too many ways to play that game at this point. Keep putting that all you want, but stop acting like it's we're bringing it to Switch. This is a big deal. I'm like it is Jeff and RE4 at this point, where he owns it on every possible console.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long game. It's an 100-hour plus game. How many times are you actually going to play through this? This RE4 is a 20-hour game, and the changes are incrementally different. It's fucking turn-based even. What does it's portable on the Switch. I'm pretty sure I can buy Final Fantasy VII for my phone. I don't know. I'm more intrigued by that Tetris Battle Royale they announced as part of this.
Okay, that Tetris Battle Royale looks fucking great. That's probably a Battle Royale I can also really get behind.
Hey, have you checked out the streams of big prolific streamers getting bodied by people with stay-at-home mom names?
No.
Oh, they're great. There's apparently I use this joke some from, I'm not sure where I saw it, there's apparently a hardcore underbelly of Tetris players that have just been waiting for this shit to come out, act subconsciously, and there are streams out there of big count streamers being just straight bodied by people with usernames like Ethel. Or I love my kids 4. It's great.
So that's so good.
Yeah. Those are streams I can get behind. Good. Yeah. Starlink's getting more content as part of the spring update. They're getting more Star Fox stuff, which is cool. Smash Bros. Ultimate's getting a version 3.0. Joker will be out sometime in April, it appears. I'm hoping that the announcement of who's next will happen as part of that, but I'm not holding my breath on that one. I think this Dragon Quest Builders 3 got announced for the Switch as part of this, which I don't know what that game is. It looks like Minecraft, but I'm confused. Let's see. A couple more details on Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order. It's coming out this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Quest got that. Dead by Daylight's coming out in fall, which is already out on other things, I believe. Mortal Kombat 11 is coming to the Switch, apparently.
That's kind of impressive.
Yeah.
I'll say.
But most importantly, someone said the words Bayonetta 3 as part of it, which that's all you need to know. They're hard at work on that, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of Mortal Kombat 11, real quick, did you see
that Jade trailer?
The Trade trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just when you think, like, okay, they've come up with everything they could for fatalities and stuff, I don't think they can come up with anything really. No, they do it.
I'm kind of convinced at this point that, like, there exists a personality guide for each character at, like, fucking NetherRealms. And it's why you don't have every character in every game at this point. Like, and at the last Mortal Kombat was smart, where they, like, God, what's her name? Katana, Princess Katana? Is that her name? The blue female ninja.
Yes, that's Katana.
Right, that's Katana. Like, she had a Jade fighting style, but she still had kind of her fatalities that made sense for her. I think you could do the same thing. They haven't said they're doing this yet, but, like, the idea of, okay, Jade's in this one, not Katana, but, like, you can still have, like, Katana using you can still have Jade using, like, the fan blades and having Katana's moves. That's a smart move, because Jade and Katana have different personalities, so they're not going to get stale. And, like, Jade fatalities are different than Katana fatalities, or different from Mileena fatalities. But, like, I'm really convinced at this point that there's, like, some weird lore book there where it's like, okay, when you're building a Jade fatality, here's what they are. They're sexy, but they're brutal.
Mm-hmm.
When you're building a Mileena fatality, remember, she has monster teeth. She's hot, but she has monster teeth. When you're building a, like, Johnny Cage fatality, he's a douchebag in sunglasses. Raiden is a thunder god. Remember, like, he can just electrocute things to death. Keep that, like, there's so much personality in every fatality they've shown off so far, and they're so, like, yeah, that's what this character does, that, like, I can only assume that, like, it's okay, we're doing Jade fatalities, that means we're doing these, and they're not crazy like the Scarlet ones are, the Scorpion ones. Like, they feel on par with, like, yeah, this is, like, Katana's, like, assistant / bodyguard / hitman character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, fuck, she's the pole dancing ninja, but, like, she's the pole dancing ninja that will murder you with that pole. And that's the point of her. Like, you call her they spun the head on the pole, right?
Yes, I
did.
Yeah,
but that's a really good reference. Yeah.
Yeah, no, so far, I think my favorite fatality of everything, like, I've seen so far has to be the one chick who does the blood magic
Scarlet.
stuff. Scarlet. Oh, her fatality just looks fucking brutal.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites so far.
Yeah. They're all brutal. They're supposed to be brutal.
Yeah, but I mean, they're all of them like, okay, like, that's expected. Okay, that's a Scorpion thing. I get that. I feel like this is definitely a Sub-Zero thing, but, like, that one with the blood is really, I don't know why, I just thought that was really fucking metal.
And that's what I'm saying, though. That's Scarlet's thing. Like, her whole thing is blood. Yeah. So, like, it's the other characters could totally do blood romancy, but they're not going to, because it makes no sense. Like, Jade's thing is teleports and that stupid ass pole.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, she's her and Mileena always had, like, of the kind of the female ninja characters, the sexy moves, if you want to kind of degrade them down to some. So the fact that, like, you know, like, there's an elegance to her fatality where it's like, it's not blood everywhere. It's comical in the right way, I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the Nintendo Direct. I guess unbeknownst to us, there was a major leak before that with the Nintendo Direct, like, down to, like, they got the day right. That led some credence. So I got the impression that the leak was pretty accurate, and this is not the first leak of this kind. So maybe some more stuff will pop up like that. Who knows? Yeah. In kind of weird news, BioWare got out there and officially said that Mass Effect is not dead, and that the franchise is very much alive.
Ooh, about that.
Yep.
Did somebody not tell BioWare about that?
I guess not. Like, nothing's in development right now, but like, it's cool they make another BioWare. It's cool they make another Mass Effect game in theory. Like,
yeah. Good luck with that, BioWare.
yeah, they've said they're officially not done, or they're definitely not done with Mass Effect. Like, and I believe them. You could go forward in time to the whole First Contact Wars in that thing, and that could be a cool ass game. Or you could make Andromeda 2. Whatever you want. Like, that's the sad part. There is story still at Andromeda they have not tied up.
Yeah, but don't worry, it's not over, guys.
Make sure there's Krogan in the next one. Let me play as a Krogan. That's all I want. Please. Like, now is the time for the Mass Effect MMO. It really is. Breathe weird life into that dead franchise. And less fun, but kind of equally what the fuck news. Sony got out there and said they are totally open for business on that whole crossplay thing. And then a bunch of game developers got out there and said bullshit. So to break this down a little bit more, in an interview with Game Informer, the chairman of Sony Interactive Entertainment Worldwide, whose name I'm trying to find right now, I'll find it in a second. Sean said, "Yeah, we're open to this idea. People just have to get in contact with their reps and do this." And then the CEO of Chucklefish, Finn Price, was like, "Yo, we wanted Wargroove to be cross-console." And we were told, nah.
Is this recently?
Like
or
a couple
when
days ago. Wargroove came out, I think, last week. I've got a chance to play it. This happened on Tuesday.
You dumb, dense motherfuckers.
Yeah, like, even if they are open, quote, for business, and like we're gonna see more games go crossplay, doesn't change the fact that, like, it's still called a beta and Sony seems real pissed off they're stuck doing this. Like, have you kept track of the history of why there isn't crossplay on the PS4?
Other than, like, I mean, we've talked about it here where it's pretty much been a point of, like, well, they're making a lot of money now and they don't have to compete with Xbox, so they see no incentive to
That's the official reason. Like, the reasons they've given is, like, we want to keep kids safe in Minecraft. And, like, we're not sure playing with the people give the people on Sony the best experience. It's some bullshit.
It's like, if you really wanted to keep kids safe, you would monitor the chat that goes on during Call of Duty on your console.
Yeah.
But it's never been an issue. There's no link between Xbox assholes and PS4 assholes.
You would find some way to, like, auto-censor voice chats that anytime someone starts spouting racial slurs, it bleeps them. That would be the correct move. That's how you protect people.
Yeah, no, spare us that bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, and apparently for a couple of these companies out there, like, I guess, like, the guys behind Smite, Paladins, and Realm Royale have all said, like, it's a switch. The moment we get given approval, we can make this happen. It's ready to fucking go. Yeah. If you're gonna lie, Sony, like, lie better.
Yeah, how about just don't lie?
Yeah.
That would be my go-to. Because
the
internet will find out, and the internet always remembers.
Yep. Is it time to crack the Activision egg?
Yeah, I think it's time. We've already transitioned to a mood of, like, hey, quit your bullshit. Now let's just step into the next
all
levels.
The rest of our news, I guess, is technically Activision related. So, how do you want to do this one? Because it's multifaceted.
I don't know. We just have to go into it because there's no real soft way to do this.
I think I figured this one out. So, Activision Blizzard has reported that this year has been a historic financial game year. It's
record
year, if you will, according to Bobby Kotick, CEO of Activision Blizzard at this point. Apparently, they did not. We've only started to realize their full potential. They generated roughly $7.5 billion in revenue this year. In 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A very large chunk of that came in just the fourth quarter alone at the end of the year. They're doing well, which is complicated because they just laid off 400 plus people from Blizzard Activision.
No, it's about 800.
Oh, 800. The number's gone up since I put that article in. My bad.
So they estimated about 8% of the staff were being laid off. And so with a staff of, well, specifically, I believe, it's about 8%. So the numbers are anywhere around 770 to 800 is what I've been hearing. Now, that's just here in the U.S. There was recently another little article that was published where, like, for example, Activision Blizzard Europe didn't really know what was going on with their stuff. They alone lost about 400 people, is what I was hearing here.
Yeah.
So, record revenues, but we're still going to fire 800 people. So, given the optics of this scenario, one has to believe that Activision really doesn't give a fuck at all. And it's fucking terrible. Because, like, so I was following the tweets this day because this was leading up to the call that was happening this week. And a lot of people were, like, in the parking lot at Blizzard crying because they didn't know what their future was going to be. It was pretty fucking bad. But, yeah, they're eliminating 8% of their staff. And so, that's a big amount. You can't say, hey, we're doing really great. But you know what it was, though? They didn't hit their projected numbers. Even though they still came up at a profit and hit their projected numbers, it's not good enough. So, later on, shortly after, when I start hearing stories about how Activision Blizzard cares about their people, it's like, no, you just laid off 800 people because your numbers don't feel like they hit where they should have hit.
Yeah.
And you're a shit tier company run by a shit tier person. Bobby Kotick is a son of a bitch, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, if you want to talk about companies that actually do things right like this, who was it? CEO of Nintendo, when they were hitting some losses, I think it was around the Wii U era, he cut his salary in half so people wouldn't get fired.
Yeah.
That gives you a fucking world of difference. And these assholes are hiring a guy who used to work as their CFO with a $15 million bonus, but somehow couldn't keep the staff around. And so this company is flat out exploiting the people's love for companies and franchises to get them to work there for shit tier wages, for shit tier hours, and then lay them off because they clearly don't give a fuck. Fuck Blizzard. Fuck Activision.
Yeah, I'm not sure where to go with this one, because this one, like, it's... And then you've got kind of Activision out there acting like everything's fine. Like, they just announced, like, we have a news article in here about how they got out there, had the kind of stones to say amid all this happening, yeah, 2019's Call of Duty's going to have a single player. I get it, like, you have to announce your gaming news, but it's kind of this weird, what the fuck is going on with that company? And on top of that, you have it come out that, like, Blizzard has nothing planned for 2019.
Yeah, they have nothing planned at all. So it pretty much means, hey, you remember when they were talking about how they have Diablo projects being worked on and all that? It's pretty much, the blowback from Diablo Immortal hit us pretty fucking hard. Maybe we should actually start working on something.
Yeah. Because
all of a sudden there's a hiring spree for a bunch of different Diablo projects. Yeah, because your Diablo Mobile nobody gives a fuck about Diablo Mobile.
I suspect Diablo Mobile will actually do really well when it comes out, because as much as it's going to do well because they're going to pander to whales in the Asian markets. That's where mobile games fucking crush. Yeah.
And that's what they care about. They don't give a shit about the people who helped build them up where they are. They give a shit about where the money is now. And like, if you're a company, you want to give a shit about where money's from. I get that.
Yeah.
But you don't fuck over the people who got you there in the first place. And I, for one, look like I think it's the sun is setting on Activision and Blizzard. And I will tell you, for the first time today, I actually pulled up the cancel subscription page. I was like, Am I going to do it? Am I going to do it? And honestly, I was looking at how much time I have left. I think I'm just going to end up canceling it and just writing it out. And unless I don't see any actual changes, because my subscription expires in June. So, because I do the 6-month thing. But at this point, like, I don't even want to play Overwatch. Fuck them.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'd much rather go play a fucking EA game.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. Like, we have ragged on EA on and off again throughout this podcast with good reason. Don't get me wrong, EA has done some shitty stuff in the past, but at least in the modern context, their rap is a little bit unfair. Like, it's the worst they've done is kill Mass Effect and put out a shitty Star Wars game. Almost 1,000 people lost their job, not because EA had a bad year, not because Activision had a bad year, but because they're trimming the fat, I guess, in a recordly good year for them. This is just gross at this point. Like, and there's been some interesting stuff pop up about how, like, there's a labor movement calling for the firing of Activision's stuff. It's weird not talking about EA in context of Super Scummery, so I apologize for keep saying that. Like, this is why labor unions exist in lots of other industries, and I really hope this becomes something more than just, like, that time almost like roughly 1,000 people got laid off from Activision. Activision is a huge fucking company, and have you looked into kind of who's being affected most by this?
Non-developmental
positions. It's like advertising and stuff like that, which on one hand, it's okay, I get this, but also, like, what do you guys got going on game-wise? You've got Call of Duty, and people keep leaving of their own accords with something in the development aspects of things. Like, you don't make Madden, you don't make many sports games at all at this point. Like, what's the plan?
I don't know, man.
Yeah. I guess kind of one of the things I saw pop up that was an interesting thing to read about was this idea that Activision dropped the kind of Destiny for the same reason that Netflix kind of parted ways with Daredevil, which is that they don't own the IP. And if you kind of look back on some stuff, like, I'm kind of curious how many more things like that they're going to drop. Like, what does Activision even have at this point? They got Star Wars? That's EA, never mind. Like, they've got Call of Duty. Like, fucking even, like, their mobile division, King, had some layoffs, but also, like,
Guitar Hero?
that got canceled and you can get a refund.
Yeah.
That got straight gutted.
Well, I mean, what's funny is there was a recent, I gotta find you the article.
Yeah.
But one of the things that Bobby Kotick talked about a while ago, and not like a long time ago, apparently was, and this is a quote, is take the fun out of making video games.
Yeah.
I have to find you that article, but, like, when a guy whose industry is about fun in games talks about taking away the fun out of making video games, there's no wonder that your shit is fucking lifeless, you dumb bastard. I'm so mad at this fucking scenario. Like I shit on Blizzard a lot, but I don't, like, the people are a whole nother story. Like, I feel for them. Like, it sucks. And there are people on that staff that have been, I feel like, I wouldn't even say maybe deserve to be fired, but maybe should have been on the chopping block, and they're still around.
Yeah.
And they work there.
Activision has made several bad decisions in the last couple of years when it came to some games, I think.
Yeah. So. I'm just, I don't know, man.
Yeah, if you're looking for something to kind of gawk at kind of badly, there are some amazing coverages of, like, just when the exodus started to happen, of just, like, hundreds of people pouring out of Activision at once to go to parking lots. Like, it was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like, this ranks up there with the Studio 38 stuff, where it's like, what the? That one's a little more obvious, but still, it's like, what the fuck happened? How did we get to here?
Yeah. Like, I don't even know where else to go with this.
Yeah, no, it's the story is 800 people lost their jobs, and we're probably going to see more people lose their jobs. That's how these things typically work. Be in a year where a company, like, if the company did bad, if the stock fell drastically, but it didn't. They did really well. And on one hand, I get the idea of, if your discovery people aren't fucking discovering shit, you need to find new discovery people. But you don't have 100 discovery people employed at Activision. You have, like, maybe a team of 30? So where's the other 770 people in that group coming from? Yeah, I genuinely don't know. And, like, there have been lots of departures in the last couple of months we've talked about on this podcast that, like, seemed odd, but also, like, maybe this is telling of something. But we had no fucking clue. Like fuck, you're in the worst year of World of Warcraft. Activision has successfully killed the Tony Hawk franchise. Even fucking Skylanders isn't around. Like, Destiny's no longer with Activision. So it's Call of Duty, Crash Bandicoot, because that's back apparently, and WoW, and the other Blizzard stuff that all are in their own way kind of going through growing pains. I got the impression, like, Hearthstone is probably the most successful WoW thing at this point, but, like, how long until, like, the Overwatch League goes away? Because I can imagine the Overwatch League isn't doing as well. Like, how many more people are actually going to buy Overwatch at this point that haven't?
Well, there's even talks about that possibly going free to play.
Yeah. It should have gone free to play by now, I think. As much as I hated it, free to play was the best thing to happen to Team Fortress 2 after a certain point. Like, it's that game. Yeah. Overwatch should be free to play by now. It's the fact that it's not is dumb. You're not going to sell more copies of that game. You will get more people to try it because free. Like, maybe there's an argument to even be made for, like, Call of Duty games the year after they come out should go free to play when the next one comes out even. Like, that would be a model I think you should adapt for that game, especially the most recent one that's only multiplayer. Oh shit, I just realized the next two biggest releases Activision has on its schedule are fucking WoW Classic and Call of Duty, probably.
And WoW Classic is a fucking... It's not, like...
Yeah.
It's not anything new. It's literally an old game they're just re-releasing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to play devil's advocate for a second. Like, the official reason given for this is that Activision chose to divide itself into two camps. Kind of the non-gaming essential staff, the non-development staff, and everyone else. And I get the impression the majority of people laid off in this are from the deemed as non-game dev side of this, which does not make it better, but it does at least show where their head's at, I guess. Which makes sense, because they got fucking nothing right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's mostly operations people, which, yeah, that's... yeah.
I don't know where else to go.
That does it for news this week, yeah.
Yeah.
We got one email this week, but if you wanted to contact us, Alex, how'd you go about doing that?
Really simple. You would go ahead and just go to wickedawesomecast@gmail.com. That's our email address. Just send it that way.
Yeah, that's wickedawesomecast@gmail.com. Spell as it sounds down in the show notes. Etc. We got one email in this week that comes in from a Jason.
Hello, Jason.
Hello, Jason. Hey, Wicked Awesome Cast. By the time you're reading this, I believe some portion of the gaming space will be playing Anthem. You are correct. But given how confusing that release schedule they've showed off was, I have no idea if any of you three will be in that group. We are not. I personally do not care for Anthem, but did find it strange that roughly 2 weeks before a game of before Anthem's launch, EA chose to drop a surprise launch of Apex Legends. I have been really enjoying Apex Legends, and while I really enjoy the surprise release, something seems a little weird about it. Is this some sort of new EA tactic? Does this bode badly for Anthem? Do you think Apex Legends will cut into Anthem sales? Weave a conspiracy theory, Wicked Awesome Cast, and make it a good one. I think if I had to kind of guess wildly, people that are smart are looking at the rise of the Epic Store launcher thing and realizing that that thing is now a thing because of Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
And EA has had Origin for a while, and typically Origin is talked about as that kind of boogeyman launcher where it's like, yeah, if you want to play EA games, you gotta go to Origin. You gotta leave your pristine Steam environment and go to Origin, which is run by EA and is ugly and yellow and orange and hurts my eyes. God, that orange is bad. But I personally think that Anthem and Apex are different enough games that Apex is more of a sales tactic for Origin, and the idea being, hey, you should buy this on console, on PC, because then we get all of the money versus console, where we only get most of the money. I also think like Anthem will grow over time. It's weird talking about games like this now. Where I know Anthem will not be the same it is now in a year, let alone 6 months, kind of thing. It's being pitched as like the next game you play forever, kind of thing. So the idea of like the fact that you can get access to Anthem for like that whole like base level EA access thing online is a smart move. Like it's the, hey, you install this you install this free launcher. For $15 a month, you can play games like Anthem and other stuff we have. You hear about Titanfall 2 that people think is real cool? You can play that probably. Like, fuck, when I bought Titanfall 2 through Origin, when it was like $2 during the winter sale stuff, they made a point of saying, like, wait, you could spend this money, but it also is included in our subscription service. I think it's a sales tactic for Anthem, weirdly enough. Like, it's EA is decided they're going to make their move to get more people to use Origin, which is it's the right time to do that because Epic's making their move and like Origin's more established. It's a thing you already have on your computer probably, or now have it because you want to play Apex Legends on PC. It's a free to play game, which means like net cafes and shit can install it for free. I think it's a really smart move. I think EA is backing a lot on Anthem fucking burning up the charts, which I don't know if it will, but also, hey, you've got this new and shiny Battle Royale game that went from like 0 to 2 million subscribing players to like 25 different player installs of it. So fuck, that's a pretty big jump in a week. Yeah, I don't think I've seen a game rise this fast ever.
Yeah. I don't have a fun conspiracy theory about this whole thing, unfortunately. Like, I want to come up with something, but like, I think you pretty much just hit the nail on the head. You want to capture market, and technically, I don't think those markets will they won't fight each other. You're still on an EA platform.
Yeah.
And it won't be too hard to get one to transition to the other. They're still two separate games. Like, yeah, like, first of all, Apex Legends has people talking EA in a positive light, which is already a fucking good thing.
Yeah.
Anthem was getting a lot of flack or a lot of heat.
Deserved flack.
Yeah, for things. And so, what better way to cool that off than to release a game that people seem to be really enjoying?
Yeah.
And like I said, Respawn is doing it right. Like they're posting on the subreddit, keeping updated with players, like they're actually checking in, they're letting people know what's going on. It's almost like if you put in some time and effort communicating with your community, Blizzard, you get positive feedback from your community.
Yeah, I think the joke of like EA has a Fortnite now, like you're gonna have major publishers like EA looking to do more stuff. Like they want that big cash cow game. Like it's the Epic can do stuff because Fortnite is killing it. Like the people that play Fortnite aren't not going to play other games because I'm pretty convinced they're only interested in playing Fortnite. Like it's how do I put this? I don't think the crowd excited about Anthem cares about Apex and vice versa. Like it's Anthem has no multiplayer or has no PvP. Apex is only PvP. Yeah, at least based on kind of the Reddit reaction to, hey, there's no PvP in Anthem, people seem stoked about that. So, I think they're kind of going to booster each other because, like as you said, Alex, EA's on a hot streak right now. They're the apex guys. Hey, you check out our other stuff while you're at it, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, it's just she's doing okay right now. Or it's doing okay.
Yeah.
So you done good, EA, for now. But we've got our eye on you. We remember Battlefront 2.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, but at the same time, like in light of Activision shit right now, is it that much of a crime that Battlefront 2 was not great?
I think it was a catalyst that needed them to open their eyes and realize they can't get away with doing the shit they were doing. Yeah. So, I mean, granted, it fucking sucked, but I think in a good way, there's a positive to come out of it.
Sure.
So, sometimes you need to fail to succeed. As weird as that sounds.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't know. Failing upwards.
Yep.
Yeah. Hope that answers your question, Jason. Don't worry more. Yeah.
Thanks, Jason.
Yeah. That's it for emails this week. You can again reach us at wickedawesomecast@gmail.com. Send them in.
Yep, we'll discuss anything. And if you really want to set off Charlie, just mention The Matrix Online in the email, and I can go on a rant for about a minute about it.
See, that's it. I'm actually not convinced you can. I think you've said all you can at this point, and now I have, like, counters to all of that shit prepared.
Charlie, there's a Discord for the emulator that's going on right now.
Of course there is.
I can definitely fetch some content from there, don't worry.
If we did videos right now, like, once we get that set up, we're going to go play Matrix Online. We're going to find some, like, server running the Matrix Online, and you're going to gaze upon your, like, oh, God, what's that painting dude that he remains young and good looking, but his painting, like, goes decrepit and monstrous as he becomes a worse and worse person? Like, that's what the shit you got going on is with this game.
Well, this game doesn't even have the full functionality of the original, so I know it's not going to live up to the hype. I already know right off the bat it's not going to.
You are the example I point to when I talk about how dangerous nostalgia is. Like, like, I get why, based on who you were when that game was out. Like, fuck, you were dressing as a character from The Matrix when The Matrix Online
I wasn't.
Was that back when you were a scene kid?
No.
Oh.
I wasn't a scene kid. What are you talking about?
We have an episode talking about how you were a scene kid.
I was never a scene kid. I did it as a sarcasm, like as a joke thing. I put on like my sister's wig, but that was it.
We have an intro to a podcast from like 5 episodes ago where you talked about being a scene kid, or we talked about that before, I think.
I never did the makeup or the eyeliner or the... Yeah, no, I listened to the music for sure, but...
Fair enough.
I don't think I was a stereotypical scene kid.
That's fair. I have to go back and dig up that intro now.
I'm curious about that myself, because I don't remember that.
Yeah. I don't know.
But if you'd like, though, for the sake of having some like a caption for next week, I can throw on some eyeliner and get some fingerless gloves and
we all did
go pretty scene kid.
Man. Don't worry about it.
I can do it as a 32-year-old man now, though.
That's a little
Don't
depressing.
worry. Yeah, but for the podcast, I'll do it.
Sitting there, ready to go, like in case of emergency, break glass, and then cry about the broken glass.
In case of MCR, break glass.
Oh. That's emo. That wasn't scene kids. Like, I don't fucking know at this point. I'm old and a metalhead. Like, I was beyond all that bullshit from day one.
Dude, I'm messed up in the head, you know. I'm not okay. You know, like the song from My Chemical Romance. I'm not okay.
Oh dear God!
Charlie,
save
the
me
song.
from this hellscape. Cue the metal.